Hi everyone, let's take a look at number 11 on page 91. Part A, determine an expression for f prime of x if f of x equals to g1 of x times g2 of x times g3 of x all the way to the second last term, which is gn of x times gn of x. Now before we start this problem, you have to be mindful of the basic formulas. So if you think about the product rule, the general concept is given a function which equals to a product of two other functions, h prime equals to, you differentiate the first, f prime, copy the second, g of x, plus copy the first term, g of x, and you multiply this by g prime of x. Now, that's the basics. Beyond that, there's also the extended product rule. So the extended product rule just means there are three terms instead of two terms, and after that, we're ready to do part A. Now, if you have a function which equals to a product of P, Q, and R. H prime of x equals to, again, you differentiate the first, and you copy the second and the third, plus you copy the first, you differentiate the second, and you copy the third, plus you copy the first two, and you multiply by the derivative of the third. So that's called the extended product rule. Now we're ready to do part 1, or part A. So in this case, when you find f prime of x, you take the derivative of the first term. That's going to give you g1 prime of x times, and you copy everything else. So g2 of x all the way to that final term, gn of x, plus you copy the first term, you differentiate the second term, and again, you copy everything else. Plus, you copy the first term, you copy the second term, you differentiate the third term, and again, you copy everything else. Let's add another term here. Now, you continue doing this until you get all the way to the end. So you continue this pattern until you get to the second last term. So let's say the third, or the, not the second last term, but the third last term, gn of 2 of x. So again, you're copying, right? And you take the derivative of this second last term, and you still copy the final term, plus you copy everything up to the second last term, and you differentiate the last term. So that's part A. Again, this is the extended product rule, if you will. For part B, let's save this for the next video. I hope this makes sense.